You down with LMC? Yeah, you know me. Hi, guys. I'm Jason Oliveira, and this is The Road to 40. What do you think of the new little intro? Did it... Actually, I don't even know if it's going to attach to this. I hope it does, because it is such a huge time saver. Unfortunately, my original intro, which is 18 seconds, you can only do a 3-second branding on your videos. I didn't know about this. I didn't know any about this today, but I decided to look around at different things you can do on your channel with your graphics and so on and so forth, and I found that. So I'm like, well, we certainly need one of those, but 18 seconds is too long. So that's a song called Silk, written by Lunch Meat Circus, LMC. You down with LMC? I hope so. I'm going to tell you the story of LMC tonight and how it got together, how it got its name. I'm sure I've told you bits and pieces of it along the road to 40, but I don't know if I've ever told you the story from start to end. I think you know most of it, but I'll tell you anyway. The other cool thing is the subscribe button. Now, let's see. If I'm not mistaken, it's going to be right here. Should I leave that throughout the entirety? Dorothy went to Oz. Of the video, or should I just do it for the end of the video? Or I don't know. They give you options, but it's really nice because I don't have to deal with it anymore. I'll probably make it a little bit bigger because it's small. Shut up. But that's a cool feature. That's awesome. I'll probably leave it throughout the videos because it's not like I have anything else going on. Like, you're not watching me play video games. If I do, maybe I'll take it off of those because I would like to play some video games for you guys. I'd like to get out of the house with this fine camera and take some pictures. Moving pictures. You remember the moving pictures, Mildred? I remember them like they were yesterday. 4 pence and you could get in and watch it all afternoon. I like talking to old people about things they experience. Like when I used to talk to my grandmother about, like, she used to go to movies, but each week would be a cliffhanger. So it really wasn't like movies. It was more like a TV show. But I guess that's how it got its start. Maybe they were movies. I don't know. What do I know? Or maybe they were extended. Maybe they were recorded. Maybe older movies were, 15 hours long. Imagine that. Imagine having a 15-hour movie. Dune. Isn't there like an 8-hour cut of Dune I've heard? I don't believe that. Maybe there is, but that's just dumb. I mean, unless you were going to release it as a trilogy or a duology or a quadrology. I don't know. I don't know what the term is for that. Do you? Put it down below in the comments if you do. Hey, I want to welcome aboard Desiree Castro. I think that's the, your sister's got a million last names, and so I'm always confused by your family's surname. Surname. Yeah, Desiree Castro. Okay. I never know. You damn Castros, you're always confusing me. Jesus. I just lose my train of thought. Dr. Carl Mitchin, do you remember what I was going to talk about? I have no idea, Mr. Oliveira. It'd be great if I did this as a podcast, because then I could do voices. I love doing voices. I wish I could get voiceover work. I guess I have to apply, wouldn't I, if I wanted to get voiceover work? I guess I'd have to be in a location like New York or California to be able to go in and audition for these parts. Because I read pretty well. I can read aloud pretty well. Memorization is horrible. But I've got a plethora of voices I like to do. And I didn't realize I was doing them my whole life until people started pointing them out, being like, oh, that's nice. Do that voice today on the intercom at work or whatever. Anywho. But voiceover work. If anybody knows how to break into the voiceover business, I went to a class once. I think I told you about it. And did it. And I don't know. I was nervous because the school had openings for people to come in and actually be part of it, and they got you work after you graduated. But it was a big upfront cost. And as you know, I'm not the richest man in the world. So, but I don't think you need that. That's the problem, is you don't need a degree if you're really good at what you do. I'm not saying I'm really good at voiceover work. The only thing I've ever done is a recording for the work hold message. But it paid. That's voiceover work. That's on the resume. I don't have to say I work there as well. I don't know. I just think that would be a nice thing to do. It'd be great to get up, grab a coffee or a water or whatever you take into the studio. You don't even have to get dressed up crazy. You just go in, read your scripts, and get paid for it. I think that's pretty awesome. Now, on to a more touching subject. Lunch Meat Circus was interesting. 94, I was playing briefly with my friend Frank, Greg, Chris. I won't say last names because, I mean, you guys probably know. If you know them, you know them. And things didn't quite work out in that band. I was singing with another singer. It was my first experience performing, and I don't know. I was not ready for, that at the time, I don't think. I think I wanted it. I just don't think I was completely ready. But then I was getting bummed out. Me and my friend Corey, as you know, Corey, have hung out for years, and he knew I was getting bummed out. And then I got a call one day. My friend Rob, I know I've told this story before, so I apologize, but for you guys who haven't heard it. My friend Rob Burnt got a call from Gary Rico, who they were looking for a bass player and a singer for their band. And generally they were more looking for a bass player than a singer because they wanted to write all the music and then have a singer come in and write lyrics or whatever. And so I told him, yeah, I didn't know any bass players. I said I could probably play bass for a band, but actually I said, I'm a singer. I was singing in a band not too long ago, and I think he seemed a little nervous at first to have me come down because I didn't make a good impression with the first band I ever tried out for to sing for, and but you learn from your mistakes and you get better or you give up, and I got better. I didn't pull myself up by my bootstraps. I just practiced and I got better. Jeez Louise, with the Facebook, I make one comment and the whole world blows up. That's the effect I have on people. Anywho, I said, I'd love to try out to sing. I said, I've really been wanting to sing, and he said it was kind of metal. I was like, ooh, I can't really sing metal at all. But I wanted to be in a band. I wanted to play in a band. I wanted to use my creative musical talents in that way at the time. So I said, I'd really like to. So I said, well, let me get you a tape of the songs, and then we'll give you a few weeks or whatever, and you can come down and try out. So I heard a few of the songs, and they were heavy, very heavy. But the thing with Gary Rico, and I will give him credit for this, is he's the best guitarist I've ever heard. Not the most talented, not the most skilled, not the most perfect, but when he plays a guitar, it's second nature to him, and just voices and melodies come out of his guitar. His solos are just remarkable. His just everything. He's good. I'm going to shut up about him now because he's a jerk. And so I got the music, and there was 2 or 3 songs that really stood out to me at the time. X3, which we never changed the title of because X3 just became the song, was the song, though. I remember hearing it and hearing that voice that he created in it. And I remember I didn't want to follow his voice in the song. I wanted to counteract with it every now and again throughout the song. So rhythms come in and out, and they kind of like line up every now and again with some of his melodies and stuff. And so we just do the song. I don't have a recording of it. That's sad. Actually, I do on tape, but I can't seem to get the damn thing to convert for me. I'm having some issues. Maybe I'll get that fixed eventually, and you'll be able to hear the song. I like it. Oh, wait a minute. It might be live. I might have a live video of it. I don't think I've got an audio, though. I could pull the audio, or I could just put the video up here. So I listened to it, and I felt like when I wrote to that song, it was strong. So when I went down, I met him at KFC. This is the cool part of the story. It was early in the morning. He was working there at the time. I mean, it was like 8 in the morning, which meant you had to get up early enough to get ready and pull yourself together and go try out for music at 8 in the morning. I think that might have played to my benefit because my voice was always more raspy in the morning. So I show up. I meet Mario for the first time. Now, Mario is just... please go watch the Saint Mario video. If you've never seen it, he's just a saint. He's a wonderful human being. I love the man with all my heart and soul. So, I meet Mario, and of course, hey, oh, you want anything? Hey, Jaya. Oh, it's nice to meet you. Oh, yeah. So you're gonna try some songs, huh? You want a Coke or something? So he'd always come down with a tray of Cokes, or he'd come down with malasavas, or malasadas, or whatever it is, the Portuguese sweet bread, not the sweet bread, the fried dough. Oh my God, she'd just make pounds of it, just mountains of it. It was so good. That was an advantage, definitely a benefit of playing in that band when we were there. So the first song, I just say, let's do X3. And I didn't hold back. I said, you know what? When I grab the mic, when I approach the mic, I'm going to create this new entity. He is going to rule the rock world for ages and ages. That didn't happen, by the way. Just a side note. That's okay. I'm okay with it, though. So, I remember the chorus is, in and out of my mind, I'm about to go crazy. I'm bringing it to the girl who says that she'll take me. I sit on my bed too bored or damn lazy. Listen to the music flow like a crack baby. And I kind of rapped it, but more of an aggressive attack to it. And Gary was sold immediately. Like, after we were done, even like the second or third time we played through the song, like, I remember him looking at Mario and be like, do we really need to try anyone else out? And I'm not patting myself on the back, but like the guy that came in like a week or two earlier, I guess he was just terrible. But everything locked into place with all of us. We were all compatible personalities, and we all had a good sense of humor, and we all loved Indiana Jones and Star Wars, and so there was the geek factor in it all too. And immediately, I think Carrie and I just knew it, and so we started hanging out. Like, I think it was that night, him, me, and Corey hung out, and that's the Goo Man. I met him for the first time. There's a story about him somewhere in the videos. If you want to find it, awesome. If you know which one it is and you want to put it in the comments, I'll do a link to it. Yeah. So that our friendship formed immediately. After that, it was either the following weekend or 2 weekends later, he ended up staying at my house and never left for like 4 years or something crazy. We worked at the mall together from time to time. Anywho, we start writing songs, and then I told Gary, he was like, you think we should add another guitarist? I said, I was like, I have some songs that I've written on guitar. I play guitar. He's like, I didn't know you play guitar. So I came down. I think the first song I played for him was Fading August, which I think I've played on here, if you want to check it out. If I remember, the link will be 12:45. If I remember. I'm so horrible. I should be editing all this out. So Fading August isn't the greatest song in the world, but a friend of mine wrote a song where he was the one that introduced me to the tuning your B up to a C, and just it opened up all these new songs. I've probably written 4 or 5 songs using that tuning and alternate tunings within that tuning. Wow. And they loved it, and I was shocked because I'm like, they're gonna hate this. Like, these guys are metal guys to the core. And they loved it. Like, it actually moved them. And then Gary showed me a song he'd written for his daughter, Ashlyn, I named it Semi-Conscious, but beautifully. I can't play it and sing it at the same time. It's a moving rhythm. It's nice. I've got a recording of it somewhere. I'll put it up here. Better write that down. It changed, though, and I'll explain why. So we started writing all together as a band. Like, most of the stuff that I wrote, I just brought down and played for them, and we incorporated it into the band. But the rest of the time, we were pretty much just messing around. And Mario is another guy who, even though he's a rhythm player, like, he hears the voice of a song. And that's why I always felt like the three of us played really well together. So we continued writing music. We ended up recording our first CD and then hooking up with this label that we weren't signed to them. They asked us to record a song for them, and they put it on a compilation, and that is Stalemate, which I believe I have also played on here. Stalemate was a fun song to write. It was drudgy and drony. I had just started listening to like Sparkle Horse at the time, and I wanted to write something a little bit more, I hate using the word independent, but kind of that feel, that less produced. And so we wrote that, and that was, I mean, that ultimately became, I think, up to that point, Sweet Chewy was the song, and then boom, I think Stalemate took over for a while, and then it just got better and better from there. I mean, honestly, I don't mean to say like if any band deserved just for songwriting ability alone to be signed, and I think Lunch Meat Circus really did. I think they wrote great music. I'm not. It's just such a big part of my life. That's why I talk about it a few times on here. Oh, we got a little visitor on the road 40 tonight, huh? What's going on? Oh, I guess she went back out. So that's why I talk about it so often that I do. And then the bass player. Okay, so here's our bass player. Ken Medeiros was our first bass player who went to go play in Wheat. Ken had to stand between the rafters. I know I've told this story before because I remember doing this. This is horrible. I'm getting old. Mine's the first thing to go. It's on its way, I guess, folks. Enjoy it while you can. We may not make it to the end of the road of 40. Who are you people? Where am I? He was awesome, and he was the best bass player I think we had. Naturally talented, just laid back, kind of chill, kind of go real baritone voice. Just cool guy all around. Loved playing with him. Good friend. Just disappeared out of my life. Just gone one day. That was it. I hate friendships like that. It hurts. I don't get over it that easy. I guess I'm clingy. Either that or maybe other people are just insensitive. Okay, so Ken's our first bass player. He leaves to go join Wheat, and because he couldn't do both, we practiced a lot, 3, 4, 5, sometimes days a week at the beginning. It whittled down after a while because we all had families and lives and stuff. But well, actually, not really at the time. I started playing with them before Gwen was ever born. Years before, 2 or 3 years before she was born. And so we were bass playerless. Now, the next bass player, we really want our friend Corey to play because he's part of the unibrow, the holy trinity of me, Gary, and Corey. And so we ended up buying him a bass and an amp, and like he went to go get lessons, and now he's a good bass player. But at the time, I think he, like I wanted with my first band, just wanted that. You know what I mean? Like to be a part of that, and didn't give it enough time. Well, he ended up playing with me later on in Grey Shine anyway, so that was awesome. Tim Monty comes in. Good bass player. Fun, wild, wacky guy at the time. Very goth. Always wore black and painted his nails. If you go watch the tribute video, he's in that video. Just a unique guy. Not a bad guy at all. But he wasn't one of us. And we weren't one of him. He was a person who had his thing going on. We were people that had our thing going on, and it just didn't mesh. He ended up going to go up to Vermont with his best friend and some girls or something like that when we had a show we had to practice for. So that was the end of Tim Monty. Then I was working with Brian McCardle, who's passed away. And he wanted to play with us. He really liked our music. He'd heard it before. He came down to practice to hear us. And then we made the awful mistake of telling him that we needed a bass player. He went out and sold a guitar and amp and bought a bass and an amp and learned the songs and came down, and once again magic happened. It changed the direction of the band entirely. It became way more funky, a lot more melodic rap going on, and just fun guitar stuff and drum stuff, and not long afterwards, that's when Michelle joined the band and brought the trumpet and the voice. And once again, that was at that moment when we wrote our first 4 or 5 songs together. I really felt maybe our later first songs, it was like lightning striking a third time, and it was just awesome. So we went into the studio, did the 3-song demo. We had interest for a while. We thought maybe something would happen, and then things just went sour after a while. I think we all just, I don't know, we needed a break. It's like the Rolling Stones, I mean, or Bon Jovi, or a band like that goes on tour for 3 or 4 years, and they're dealing with each other on a daily basis. Then they go into the studio and record. You know what I mean? It's like after a while you start to wear on each other. And Michelle ended up moving to Florida with her husband Dan, and they're still there now. And then Brian left shortly thereafter to go play with Jasper the Ringmaster. And then Gary just threw in the towel. That I knew the day it was going to happen before he even got there. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you. I was thinking on my way there, I was like, I wonder what me and Mario are going to call the next band. And I started thinking of names. I really did. It's funny. And then Gary said, yeah. So we played through all our songs one last time. It was a beautiful thing. It sounded tremendous. And then that was it. And then me and Mario and Brian kept getting together. We had Jess and Jeannie come down and sing with us for a little while. Jeannie didn't work out, or she had something else. Oh, she went crazy. That's right. She's a good friend. I don't mean that to be mean, but she just wasn't there anymore. She managed Lunch Meat Circus, and then she was going to come sing in Grayshine. So that was it for Lunch Meat Circus. Then we changed the name, and we kept a lot of the songs because I'd written a lot of the songs completely on my own, or most of the song. And then Brian wanted to play guitar again. So, and he's a great guitarist, or he was before he passed away. But that's a tragic story. He died, leaving a daughter and his wife, and then his wife died of cancer. Now they have a 17-year-old daughter without parents. It's messed up, my friends. And it's not a sad story. That's a sad story, but Lunch Meat Circus and Grayshine aren't sad stories. They're some of the best days of my life. Creating art, and that's, to me, the best thing in life, is just creating. And I got to do it with a lot of people that I really liked a lot. I'm going to wrap this up because I can't do another 29. We're already at 22. Thank you guys for always coming back. Spread this around. If you don't mind sharing this, that'd be awesome. Anybody, everybody. I've gotten to the point where I think I'm just going to start annoying people with it. I don't know why. I know it's nice to have watchers and viewers. I have 52 subscribers with an average of 5 to 10. Well, if you go back, actually, a lot of these videos are up to higher counts. 70 is one of them. I was like, holy shit. This one, the intro is up. I don't know. Doesn't matter. You guys have a great night. Thank you for always coming back. Don't forget to make someone smile tomorrow. Make yourself a better person tomorrow than you were today, tomorrow. Let's make the world spin a little bit happier together. Let's sing and dance in the rain. You know what I mean? Let's create some art. Let's do this, man. Let's make some art. Maybe that'll be the new after the Road to 40. Guys, give me some ideas. I think vodcasting is nice if I can get the domain, but right now it's owned. Teaching kids to swear, I thought if I don't do that as a segment, I could do teaching kids to swear. I think that's pretty cool. Catchy. I think it's catchy. It's funny. Kind of funny. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But for now, you guys have a super duper night, and I'll see you a little bit further on down the road to Dr. Carl Mitchin III. Oh, that's nice. Esquire. Take care, guys. I'll see you later.